Hello again and welcome back to Spring PSU LCS Week 1. Tonight we have another very nice matchup shaping up for the evening with OwO-ken Horrors and Akatsuki. Two more untested teams looking to make something happen here in Week 1. I'm Infamous Trash, again.
I'm Sakura Wars fanboy, previously known as Altar of Orleans. New name, same me.
And we'll be getting straight into draft here, which has already begun for these squads.
The classic ADC band, Senna, Aphelios, newest ADC champions. No one wants to deal with those.
Is 10-3, so...
Senna nerfs definitely hit a lot harder than the Aphelios nerfs on this patch, I will say. Senna got some damage removed. Soul drop rate was down, whereas Aphelios just can't hit you from all the way across the map with his little sniper marks anymore.
Yeah, which really for Aphelios I don't think was that huge of a nerf. I think he still
performed very well without it. One ADC clearly got the better trade out of these nerfs.
Yeah, Senna very hard to stack up the souls. You're definitely not getting to those like 60, 80 stacks nearly as quick, which really can stall your game out, especially considering Senna herself has no real viable way of Baron or wave clear.
Yeah. The Tarek ban on the side.
It's a bit
Akatsuki,
of yeah.
Which makes me think that OwO-ken Horrors may or may not have been practicing funnel.
It would not surprise me. A lot of teams here for PSU LCS of late have been putting some investment towards the funneling strat. There's Tarek, Ivern Rengar is another one where you put the Ivern in the mid lane and can roam around with the Rengar.
Oh.
Few different strategies which are still somewhat viable. I know they did change the jungle a little bit this patch to try to curb that. We'll see if that actually has an effect, but the Nautilus also a ban. Surprised not to see the Leona, which I consider the stronger of the two, being taken out there.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, there are two ADC bans on the side of each team, so we're going to be taking a step down, sort of, in the ADC tiers, as we see by the first pick Jhin.
And what's really interesting is you'd expect after we get out of that like Aphelios Senna tier, we'd really start seeing more of that Xayah, more of that Kai'Sa that we saw a lot in Season 9. Because it's not like they were nerfed that hard. They're still very strong. They're just normally eclipsed by the other two.
That is a Garen lock-in.
Is viable.
Yep. It's been a while since we've seen him, but he's still good enough champion. Blind especially, because you're not going to really be killing a Garen. Vayne Hover, are they going to lock it in? They will. Okay. Vayne Garen for the first two picks. Definitely focusing on at least late game with that Vayne, but
yeah, and it's
game can do some.
This is the second night in a row now that we've seen very high Vayne priority for these teams.
Yeah.
I believe it was
one of those teams,
Sandman, yep.
The Vayne didn't go so well.
And it's interesting to see it so high. I would assume that Ziggy has some experience on the Vayne, has some comfort. I know that is most likely why OwO-ken Horrors has locked in Jhin just first pick off the bat, even though he's not normally as high priority of a champion. Flying Flag, very well versed with champion, is one of his better ADCs in the bot lane.
And right now, we basically have mismatched picks on each side. Because for Akatsuki, they have top 80 in mid lane picked in. Meanwhile, for the OwO-ken Horrors, it's 80 jungler and top. So we're going to be seeing some discrepancy in the bans, with Leona coming out targeting support.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that she made it through this first round. That champion is incredibly strong right now. Very high presence in pro play.
She did get some nerfs.
It's damage nerfs. The reason you play her still is well, and you don't play her for the damage. You play her for...
You never know. Maybe that just really turns people off from Leona. What if they want to 1v1 the ADC sometimes too?
You play her for the 6-second continuous CC change she can put on an 80 carry.
Yeah.
That's why you play Leona.
No, double hook champions with the Nautilus from the first round, and then Thresh and now Braum, so that's 4 technical support bans if we're counting the Tarek, and only 1 mid lane ban.
Braum pretty strong right now. Generally see him with Senna or Aphelios as their immobile marksmen, so...
That will be in a Mumu jungle. definitely diversifying the damage profile.
Indeed. You do still have the Ari there in the mid lane that's going to do a lot of AP.
Okay.
And
Zeraf in the mid lane, I'm assuming.
I would assume mid. He's got a decent matchup into Ari, given he can stay at range. It's kind of like a
He
Vel'Koz.
just wave clears and keeps Ari in the mid lane. And then the Morgana support. So I like that from OwO-ken Horrors, because my biggest issue with them pre-second phase was their damage profile was all AD. And when you have a Garen on the enemy team, when you have an Amumu, they could just build armor and not care. So adding the Xerath and even the Morgana definitely helps to diversify that. And with a bunch of supports gone down, it's Lulu time.
Soraka
Lulu
is
Vayne.
also still available, which is very surprising, because even just as a support pick, still very strong.
Yeah.
And into a Morgana can just out-sustain the Morgana and keep Vayne healthy in lane, which I think would be...
Also helps once you get into big team fights.
Yeah,
sustaining the
silence.
Xerath poke.
AoE
Jhin poke.
silences, the healing. Wish has amazing cross-map effectiveness, which I feel like Giant Laser would really like on the Garen, given he's going against the Necromancer's Set.
Yep.
And Set's kind of been the new king of
That's
the top
been an
lane.
interesting champion.
Yeah. Did get
Saw him
nerfed on
jungle
10-3.
last night. No, he did get nerfed. They upped his W cooldown a bit, so you can't... You have to actually work to get it off like 3 times in a fight.
Has had some mixed success for pro. Just first game that comes to mind off the top of my head is LCK, which started up this week, seeing Noguri pilot that in the top lane for Dom1 Gaming to like varying success. Like, you see the real big highlight plays, you can see what that champion can do, but piloting it into a team that can kite you, especially with something like an Ari,
With,
a Lulu, a Vayne.
Lulu.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
very...
gonna be pretty rough once we get into big team fights. But he should be able to do fine against Garen.
This is game 1 for anyone wondering in the chat. Yeah, we just started.
And the jungle matchup is certainly something you won't see in pro play. Not
Yep.
by a long
Yi
shot.
and Amumu.
Unless pro play starts doing funnel again and brings Teraki. But I mean,
Get Yanko's back on the Braum duty, am I right?
no, dude, Sejuani got buffed this patch too.
Hey, Lamau.
It's over. Anyway, Master Yi's probably just gonna be farming until 6, and then they'll have good split push pressure with Set in one lane and Master Yi in the other, Xerath and Jhin for wave clear. See? Or we could always do the Holy Scripture of NA, the NA Ram.
My only real big concern here, for looking just at the win condition for the side of OwO-ken Horrors, they don't have a ton of engage. You're looking at Set ulti. You're
More
looking at Master Yi literally just running at people.
Yeah. Morg binding.
You're at or a Morg binding or a Deadly Flourish from the Jhin. And maybe a Xerath but that's more of a disengage, not really an engage tool, via just how slow the skill shot is.
The only thing about that is, like you said, like you mentioned, the Soraka being up, I consider that a way bigger issue if Akatsuki went for the Soraka, because you have Xerath and Jhin. You can just poke them out, and then there's no need to engage if they're all recalling from their mid lane turret, and you can just get the free push on that. So
yeah. And Soraka, even with it, you're looking at OwO-ken Horrors maybe looking for more of that poke composition with Morgana, Jhin, and Xerath. Why not the Soraka? Because then you get that heals, you get the sustain in those
also,
Baron pushes that are...
the big thing is for Akatsuki, they have the Amumu. So if you as OwO-ken Horrors can't poke them out, you're going to be seeing a mummy bandage tossing into your team and then stunning you.
The only question would be, I do like OwO-ken Horrors looking at it more as a poke composition, because you do have, if Amumu or Garen or Ari ever try to get on top,
suplex them.
yeah, you either suplex them or face break them, and that's probably going to be counter engage, and then your poke composition can just demolish them with a bunch of burst damage.
Yep.
I mean, in terms of who won draft, it's kind of weird. I feel like there's a lot of comfort picks going on this game. For instance, Flying Flag's Jhin.
I feel like
That's
this
just
is going to
comfort.
come down to the jungle matchup and how well the Amumu can impact the lanes while the Master Yi is farming to hit 6, or how good the Master Yi can make himself a presence on the map once he gets his items.
Yeah, and the one thing I do want to see out of maybe more of the Amumu and rather than the Yi is a good old adage by our friend Captain Flowers up in Pro League. Level 3 is PvP. So what I'd like to see is the junglers make some very early impact ganks, try to get their laners snowballing, because especially with how swingy the jungle matchup is right now. Yes, 10-3 it did get buff. Yes, there's some more XP in the mix, but there's just a lot more, I feel like, good to be done getting laners like the Ahri, like the Vayne, ahead. I don't think Amumu can go top just because set exists.
Yeah.
But
get suplexed out. Anyway, nothing. There's one unusual room pick, I should say, Glacial Augment on the Lulu. I'm chalking this up to the fact that we haven't seen a lot of Lulu lately. Say that a lot. Yeah. But so her runes are sort of up in the air. I like Glacial Augment. I'm a big fan of it. You buy the Spooky Ghost, you buy the Freeze Ray, and there's even more engage for your team. And especially against a poke comp where Jin and Xerath don't have a lot of mobility. This isn't Earth. Jin's not going to be the fast, so he can't just run away from you. So Glacial, definitely a good choice here.
Also good to
catch
note,
one of them.
Fuzzy in the mid lane on Ahri, not going with the Freeze Ray build, is going Electrocute.
Yeah, I like it.
As we hit the rift here for Game 1, Akatsuki versus OwO-ken Horrors. Again, these are two very untested teams. Haven't seen them. These are not carryovers at all from the fall season. So it'll be very interesting to see how these guys stack up, especially in comparison to last night where we saw iZone, Fangirls, and Sandman, who many would believe to be more of the upper bracket of Spring. And we got a pause.
Great, let's just look at what everyone's bought. Yes. Nothing out of the ordinary from the item.
Turn on objective timers before I forget.
Objective timer is always a nice thing to see. First Drake, Mountain. So that's gonna mean there's not going to be a lot of walls on the Summer's Rift today. Which I'd say, here we go. Mountain Rift would be great for OwO-ken Horrors with their poke comp.
Yeah,
because when you funnel people in and there are more walls, you can't really juke those straight line skill shots from Xerath or his ulti that well. So no one's actually going to be thinking about that in game unless it actually happened. But you know, it's one of those things that you're like, huh, that would be rough.
Yep, I'd say Mountain Rift. If you're looking for just a soul that both these teams want, I mean, neither side really going to benefit too heavily from the Mountain Soul. I mean, Giant Laser and Necromancer might like it a bit, but honestly, for the rest of the team, it's kind of just
I'd say that Akatsuki want that Ocean Soul to survive from the poke. And OwO-ken Horrors, they'd probably like Infernal. Okay.
I think everyone would like an Ocean Soul.
True.
It doesn't matter who gets it. The Ocean Soul is just insanely good on everyone.
I do remember that in an LCS game when there was a Morgana, and it was Cloud Rift. Like Morgana and Cloud Soul is pretty good because you can press your R, you get the move speed from that and from Cloud Soul, so you're just really fast. But that's one champion, and Cloud Soul benefits Akatsuki way more than it would. Well, I guess Master Yi can run even faster.
Minions have spawned.
True.
Kind of overkill at that point.
Still can be charmed, still can be CC'd though, so Condemn and Amumu, just in its entirety, as well as Ahri's Charm. All going to be still effective against the Master Yi.
No funky invades.
Yeah, not
at least in game 1.
These guys are supporting level 1 comps.
I mean, any comp with a Morgana is a level 1 comp.
And we will agree to disagree on that. Because if the Morgana hits a binding and your team does no damage, then I'll just inst trying to go for some random bind on like the set or a Xerath. Is it really worth it?
You assert dominance, so yes. Anyway, both junglers starting the bot side. And OwO-ken Horrors get to lane first, so no farm loss and the binding wins. Actually, I lied. We missed one farm.
Oh, well, yeah. So, in my mind, I don't expect to see too much going on here early game. Maybe top lane.
Maybe a spray binding lands from all too cool in the bot lane and then initiate something. But other than that, yeah. Mostly action's gonna be in top lane because we got the two melee dudes. One looking to punch the other one with his giant sword.
Yeah, that's good trades from Necromancer on a giant laser, and that's just set. As soon as he lands the face breaker, that's a lot of damage.
He did hit level 2 first. But luckily, it is Garen, and Garen can regen.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Set can also regen, because that's his passive too.
Fair thing to note in the jungle right now, it appears to be that Fiddle is going for a full clear on the Amumu. Went blue, Gromp, Wolves, now going to red. I assume he's going to hit Raptors or Krugs first. OwO.
Probably going to smite the big Raptor and get that health back.
Yep. OwO going for just leaving the Raptors up, actually. Not going to clear those on his first clear. Probably wise with the Hunter's Machete.
Makes sense. He can't really do the big AoE camp. He can do Wolves fine, not Raptors.
Yeah. Fiddle, though, looking to actually back off here, so that's going to be a free top lane Scuttle Crab for OwO. I'll be curious to see if Fiddle just runs bot lane for the second one, or if OwO might be able to double scuttle him. There was no vision in the enemy jungle, so no jungle really able to track each other, I don't think. With
if you watch through mid lane, they should know, because they'll see him.
Yep. Charm main stun will land. Fuzzy's bomb getting traded on about half HP.
That was a good charm. It sort of gave him second thoughts about what they're going on that. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a scuttle off.
Yeah, this should go over to OwO pretty handily. Fiddle Faddle's still a full level down. Lulu is here, so they do have bot lane advantage. OwO could call his bot lane in, mid lane down. They have the priority stun going to land. Dark Binding also going to find Spark, Deadly Flourish. The CC chain coming in, forcing out the flash, but the Alpha Strike going right back in. OwO's actually very low. Ignite taking down. Ziggy flashing in, trying to get that last hit. First blood over to 11 style. And now it's Fuzzy, possibly overcommitting. Will get hit by the Binding, will get hit by the Deadly Flourish, and will be secured by Jace Beleren. And it ends up being a 1-for-1 jungler for mid laner.
First blood onto the sport for Akatsuki. Meanwhile, second blood onto the mid laner for OwO-ken Horrors. I'd say that's a worth trade.
I would also say so. Scuttle did go over to Mumu though, so
yeah,
small victories.
That's where the real prize is.
And the nice thing
also, that's 4 summoner spells burned from Akatsuki. I wasn't sure if I wanted to count Smite, but then I saw the Aria ignited.
Yeah,
and only 2 on the side of OwO-ken Horrors.
And only one of those was a flash.
Yep. So now it's gonna be a question of how well Zereth can probably recall and by himself. His lost chapter. No, he's just shy of it. Sadly. But aside from that big little scuffle, CS is looking kind of even. 3 down mid lane on the Ahri, gonna catch up. Just barely.
One thing to note too about Fiddle Faddle there, although they did lose Fuzzy in the Scuttle fight, the nice thing is Fiddle was a bit behind in XP, still is, still a level down, but being able to go in mid and just collect some of that XP off of wave, you get so much of that as a jungler. So that's definitely helped me out stay ahead of the curve here, as OwO is actually going to solo the Mountain Drake.
The Amumu recalled right then, so it's up to Ziggy.
Oops, Ziggy going to go up and check it. Should be able to find out the Yi here. Morgana also on the rotation. Condemn will land, and it's a bit of a dragon fight down here. Ult from Fuzzy, going to miss the charm as the Alpha Strike comes in. We'll stay at about quarter HP on the Drake. Now the whole team's collapsing. Fiddle Faddle going into mid, very low. He does secure, but will fall over to Fuzzy. Rest of
that was
not able to collapse.
The bot lane scuttle didn't run out that Amumu just got from the fight, and there was a ward there, so Akatsuki knew that Yi was in the dragon pit, and he unfortunately got himself lined up against the wall. Did still get the smite off though, so that's still a good trade overall. Mountain Drake for life.
Oh, little throws here. Zereth popping the ultimate, trying to see if he can land a few onto Fuzzy. We'll hit one, get him down pretty low. Flashboard, Comet, not going to miss. forces the flash out of Fuzzy. That will be...
And that's why Zerath into Ari is a painful matchup. He just has so much more range on you that you can't really walk up and wait for it without risk of getting hit.
Now we see the support here for the side of Akatsuki, 11 style, walking up through lane.
Keeping the lane nice and, you know, making sure none of that EXP goes to waste, because that was actually a big minion wave. Because 2 of them eventually got into turret. Don't want that EXP to go to waste this early, especially. And, we have Darren with the Phage set with the Tiamat. Top lane's been pretty quiet, actually, all things considered. Nothing too big happening. All the fights have been around bot lane, Scuttle and the Dragon. So we're probably going to be seeing more of that once the Moomer hits level 6. Is right now, after the red buff.
Sizable lead here growing for the bot lane of OwO-ken Horrors. You're looking at, what is that? I can't do math. 14 CS lead, and the wade's actually pushing more towards OwO-ken, so is going to be collecting more of that CS. Vayne not looking to really get any back right now.
That is pretty
Oh, Giant Laser going to go in here on to Necromancer. Will land the silence there, or Mumu, sorry, spotted out, so Necromancer not really feeling like taking a 2v1 just yet.
Yeah, that's not that powerful. He's only got Tiamat. He's got no health.
Also, with a Mumu at level 6 with the ultimate, just not really a fight you want to take way too much CC for an immobile champion like Set to really work around.
Yeah, even then, his animation...
Popping the ulti here in the bot lane, trying to get onto Flying Flag, will land the 4th shot, but now he has to reload, ticking very low. The 3rd proc will hit, will pop the heal in the end. Deadly Flourish going to connect, but he didn't do any damage recently. Flash, Dark Finding going away from all 2 tools, now popping the chains. The corruption goes down though instead. Ziggy able to put out enough damage. Bit ambitious of a re-engage there from the OwO-ken bot lane, and now the Vayne is going to be back in the game with the 300 gold added to her.
Yeah, that was a bit too quick on the draw. The stopwatch, it's almost 10 minutes. It's not exactly 10 minutes yet.
Yep. And now you have Fuzzy will land the charm in bot lane plus the ultimate, and Ziggy popping another quick kill.
That's not what you want to see. You don't want to see a Vayne having 2 kills for 10 minutes in the game. You're the OwO-ken Horrors. So now, it's going to be up to a potential dive on this Garen. Maybe. Level 9 and 7 to level 8.
Potentially 8 still has that massive execute. Will try to suplex him out of the pit, but doesn't get him over the wall. Face break going to land, but the stun not coming in. Necromancer taking aggro, Giant Laser very low, and the Alpha Strike going to secure from OwO. Pretty clean dive, all things said.
Excellent turret dive, utilizing that W, getting the shield from all the turret damage he took. Started it off with the him.
We'll get another play for the troubles, although Fiddle coming up here to collect some free XP.
If you're a jungler, you like that. Free XP.
Oh, that is
now, we have the Cloud Dragon coming up. And if the first 2 fights of this game taught me anything, we're going to see another fight around this. Or maybe not. As Akatsuki have started the Herald.
Just checking in here on the gold. We're only at 11 minutes and we're pretty much gold parity on the money. Only real significant lead you're seeing in any lane is actually in top lane over for OwO-ken Horrors. Having about a 600 lead there on the set. 400 on the Yi. Pretty even mid lane, and then bot lane is slight advantage over to the Vayne, and a large advantage actually over to Lulu. 800 gold on the support diff as the Cloud Rig will be started up by OwO-ken. Teleport though coming in from Giant will be cancelled by the face break here. Now we got a duel up here. Ego to pump the Garen, but the real fight's coming down in the bot lane. Flying Flag and OwO trying to break low. Trying to look for the re-engage. Chains will come out as the Dragon is secured by OwO. Vayne also gonna pop, try to get some extra DPS down. And now going in, both members will flash out as Zerath ultimates in to try to get stuff done. Set now coming, who might be the end of Fuzzy. Manages to ult away from set. Facebreaker not connecting for the slow either. And that will end up being no deaths at all through that entire course of
Morgana
events.
died earlier on.
Oh yeah, more.
Didn't
Sorry.
use stopwatch there. Stopwatch definitely could have turned the tides of that. But
Forgot Morgana died like minute 1.
yeah, the cost of getting a dragon.
That's
for
2
the
dragons
OwO-ken
they've
Horrors
traded at least a kill over for, as now they have Riptail in the middle lane. Gonna claim a lot of plate money. Although it does go on to 3 members, so not the most devastating thing for the side of OwO-ken. Individual matchups not going to be swayed too heavily by that for the time
Also,
being.
3 flashes were burned from OwO-ken Horrors in that. Necromancer, Oro, and Flying Flag. So, one of your mobile characters doesn't have flash anymore. So that's going to be scary. Lulu, once again, getting the sweet EXP. Even brought minion dematerializer to make sure she's not going to miss any of that. Except for that cannon minion. So now, we will see what is going to happen. Plates will be falling off very soon. Even plating for top lane and the bot lane, whereas in mid lane, because of that Herald play,
Yeah, that's
Akatsuki
getting
comes out ahead.
is getting spread
by
across 3
2
members.
Still money in their pocket. And Zverev has his Luden's Echo now, so he can just sit back and wave clear, not have to interact at all. Fun champion.
Vayne doing actually very well here so far, is still down 25 CS, so not doing too great in the farm department, but up 3 kills to none on her counterpart. Will pop the ult here, gonna try to find some kills on Flying Flag. There's the Storm Rage loader to try to secure it. Black Shield, they're gonna do a lot of work as well as a Dark Binding, so Flying Flag should be able to get out of this. Then they flourish just for a little bit of extra engages. Mid lane fuzzy, oh my goodness.
That's just Vayne asserting the Storm Ranger dominance.
RKO into the top lane, just gonna be down by Demacia Justice. Now another Dark Binding land spot. Also doing a lot of work trying to get Ziggy out of the picture. Will grab the shutdown as Oro finds his way onto 11th style. Very close to the lane. Oro going a little bit deep for this kill. Probably will fall to the tower. 11th style able to pick it up and flashes. He flashes the binding and he gets another kill. It all too cool. It ends up being a 2 for 2. Oh
And
no,
in
it was an
mid
execution on the Morgana. Never mind.
And then in the mid lane, Fuzzy went down to Zeraf's poke. So much has happened across the map there. First that top lane gank, and then another bot lane engage, and then the mid lane fight. Definitely a lot more action in these games. And first turret goes down for Akatsuki, leaving them at about 1,000 gold ahead.
Yeah, I like the bottom lane playing on the Vayne. I think collecting that shutdown like Kakuzu is doing good for OwO-ken Horrors, but after that, it kind of just fell apart. that turn time on the Lulu was a bit ambitious. Well played by 11th style, but
Master Yi went a bit too big there, because Lulu's level 9. Lulu's a higher level than both ADCs in this game. Chalk it up to all the mid lane EXP she got to soak. But she's the same level as Master Yi now. I don't know what that says about how much EXP she soaked, or if it says anything about
see a play here on a Jace Belair, and there are 4 lurking around mid and top lane right now, shifting up. Spawn of second Herald isn't for another minute and 20 seconds, so just doing a small lane swap here, as that agent will spawn well before. Actually, no, Dragon spawning beforehand, so I'm not really sure what the lane swap is.
Also, we didn't mention this when it happened, but it's Ocean Rift.
It is Ocean Rift, yes. So.
The one thing we said that Akatsuki liked the most, Fancy Feet.
My brother, Fuzzy's bomb actually going very low here. There's only not finding anything yet as they Lulu ult coming out. Change of corruption to find their way onto the Amumu as he tries to get onto the Xerath in the backline, just Blair, and they're just able to walk that one out.
I think that's a win for OwO-ken Horrors because Amumu doesn't have ult, and this is going to be a big dragon fight.
Yeah.
Because if OwO can get it, it's going to be
soul point.
Stealing from LCS soul point there. But if Akatsuki can get it, they prolong the soul by another 5 minutes soul point. So, see what they can do. Garen and Amumu in the bush. What will they do? Everyone's sort of staking the ground.
Yeah, could be the engager. Will find it onto Oro. The bandages will land. Alpha Strike, though, able to manage most of the damage. Will flash away. Giant leaves the flash forward, trying to get the kill. W trying to heal, but the execute damage still coming in. Meanwhile, on the backside, Necromancer 1v3ing, basically. Will manage to kill 11 style, but the fight's continuing. Jace Valerian going in basically melee range of the Vayne, and that's a double kill. 400 gold picked up for him. And now the stun, the Karabu, or the Condemned landing onto a triple kill for Ziggy.
And that's going to be Ocean Drake, number 1. That's the type of fights you like to see if you're Akatsuki. Things sort of split up all around. You have Garen distracting the entire enemy team, aside from Set, who's in the middle of your team in a 1v3. And Set doesn't have a completed item yet. He's not that powerful. He's barely got a Triforce yet. And if Set already uses his W, it doesn't matter if he's going Super Saiyan, he can't get that big shield. And it's easy picking from there with the Vayne, and now they're gonna get that Herald.
Yep, they're shifting up here to get, oh, what is the second one called again? They renamed it. Not Shelly. It's like Shirley or something?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Whenever I play, I call him Harold Houdini because he makes the turrets disappear, but...
Ooh, Sharp actually landing here on a Jason Lair, but plays the bomb going very low. Ulti will be popped from both sides.
He's got the fancy feet. He's getting out.
Yeah, that's... I like Xerath trying to make fancy predictions, but...
Anyway, the important thing here is that now that Akatsuki have the second Herald, they could easily, if they manage to force Xerath to recall, they can easily plop it down mid lane and open up this map a bit more. And speaking of opening up the map, there's the Garen, uncontested in the bot lane.
Yeah, Necromancer here just getting Scuttle Crab as the bottom lane turret falls over. There are still no turrets taken by the side of OwO-ken Horrors, so lots of gold just laying around there in those objectives to be captured if they can find some pressure in these side lanes. But other than Set, they don't really have anyone to put out there, to be quite honest.
At least until Master Yi gets, like, another item. Then he can be scary. Because with his Red Smite and the E, and his Gwyn Juice, which he's going to be getting, that's going to be a lot of damage. So anything going to happen mid lane?
Nope, Jace Valerian just going to be shoving out the wave, although Ziggy coming in will get the stun from Jace, and that's ulti burned on the base for nothing in return. Well played by the OwO-ken mid laner.
Actually, that Herald might get in range before
that will definitely, no, that'll probably get off the charge.
And
does Morgana Binding work on
it? Keeps it, it stops it from moving if it wasn't already in the charge animation. So that is
fortunate. Oh, Fuzzy might have overstepped to get the top lane, try to get some shit damage onto the Necromancer, but will fail. The flash will be suppressed. It will be suplexed down.
Oh, come on, Necromancer. He was dead already. Anyway,
he's making sure. Dang it! All right.
Sniper battle.
Curtain Call and Xerath ulti coming out, trying to find something. The Dark Binding misses most of the Curtain Call. Also misses nothing. Finding its mark. Chains of Corruption come out. Fatal going to be stunned up, but all too cool already gone. Giant Laser going to be taking that one with the Garen ulti. Now it's Moro trying to get something done, but he's just blown up by the Vayne. Will be secured by Fiddle Faddle in the end. You gotta hit your skill shots.
Props to Fiddle Faddle. Fancy footwork there, just dodge. Didn't dodge the first one, but that one's not important when you can just dodge the rest.
Yeah, gotta hit your skill shots to do damage with those champions. Two very skill shot oriented champions with their ultimates. I was expecting more, all too cool, not really able to get anyone but the Amumu with Chains of Corruption, so no lockdown for those guys to really just guarantee the target. And this is why I think what I like to call Freeze Ray Morgana is a bit better if you're looking for that kind of a playstyle, because you can just rush the GLP after your support item.
I'd also like to point out, speaking of Freeze Ray, that Glacial Augment Lulu has not yet bought a Glacial Augment item. But when your Vayne is 6-1, I can understand it, because you don't really need to be the playmaker.
And I'm a little disappointed here with our mid laners. Ari, for some reason, has 2 blasting ones.
Look, it gives 40 AP each.
and not a
Okay.
completed item, and they're both building to what I assume would be Luden's Echo.
Okay, building up for Luden costs about 1,050. She had the Lost Chapter and Blasting one. I can only assume that when Ari went back, she had around like 900 and was like, I'm not gonna sell.
Yep. Oh, stun landing on OwO. Did not realize that he had been spotted and walking in. We'll just pop the ulti the other way, but almost a good pick there from the side of Akatsuki.
That was Ariel, but it'll be up again soon.
Yeah, that's very low cooldown. Also to
It'll
note,
be a lot lower if, you know, there's 20% CDR instead of just 10% from the Lost Chapter, but
yeah.
money issues.
I mean,
Everyone's having them.
one thing you could also look at with this Xerath and Ahri, it's been growing in popularity among mid lane players, especially with mages that have to land skill shots like the Charm, like Xerath's
You
done
don't
and
even
all of his
need
abilities.
Glacial Augment to
Yeah,
get GLP.
It's cheaper and it only gives you what, like 10 or 20 less AP?
And it gives you a nice 40-second cooldown on a pretty good item.
Yep.
Anyway.
All good. I'm pretty sure
Everyone-
GLP gives you CDR as well, but I'm not entirely sure about that.
It builds out Lost Chapter, so it has to.
Yeah, okay, so it gives you CDR.
Anyway, everybody's stalking this dragon. Who will make the first move?
This is...
I'd also like to point out that nobody on Akatsuki has a sweeper, so they are always going to be walking if there's a ward there. They're not going to be able to clear that vision. I say that as Lulu recalls to buy the sweeper, but unfortunately, everybody reset, and this year has the Gwynzu, so that's going to be sole point.
Yeah, that should be the Draco now. Fiddle Battle's outside the pit here trying to look for some kind of engage, but...
There's a set. She's going!
Oh, both flashes gonna be purged. Ziggy trying to get away with pop the heal, but as well, the bandage is not gonna land from OwO, and now he'll be suppressed and taken in. The ulti coming out will buy some time, and he is very tanky with that stone plate. Now, Lulu ulti gonna do some more. OwO eventually going down to 11,000, securing that kill. Ult forward from the art. Actually, laser charm on Jace Valerian might go down as well, but no. Necromancer able to finish that one up without Jace falling. That is a big win for the side of OwO-ken Horrors, losing 1 and gaining 3. But Giant Laser might be able to push on to that second tier top lane turret.
I like that. No fear from Necromancer. You see the Vayne flash over that wall, flash over it too. I don't care. Also, great suplex there. Showstopper to stop the Amumu from taking the blast stone to safety, but that's a very tanky Amumu, considering he just has full armor.
And the stone plate.
It was your 3 AD champions pelting at the Amumu, who had stone plate and ninja tabby. So took a long time for him to get down.
No.
Luckily, they got 1 kill out of it.
My next question
best,
for you.
But it's not awful.
Yeah. My next question for you here, Mr. Sakura Wars. With this Ahri, she has a blasting wand in inventory.
Yes.
Does she build the Forbidden Book? Does she complete the item?
Okay. If we're looking at it from LS's perspective, no, this is an awful game to get.
I mean, I guess if they get Ocean Soul, it'd probably be decent, but...
Yeah, but then again, it all depends. As Baron has been started.
They actually do a fairly quick take with the Vayne if Ziggy stays on it.
That
take it
doesn't have
very quickly.
TP. So he can't get
There's
out
ulti
here.
though, going to go out trying to get some chip damage in the mid. Is Fuzzy going to try to ult forward with a charm? There's a cancel the ulti. Fuzzy takes a lot of damage from the Jhin. Now it's Curtain Call coming out, trying to find something, trying to find a kill, but Giant leaves the block. Flash out will land onto 11 Silence. Everyone at Akatsuki going very low. OwO going in will be silenced. Can't Alpha Strike just yet. Will Alpha Strike onto Fuzzy's bomb. Will get the kill. And now it's Giant Leaves looking for the chase. Lulu ulti going on him. And Alter Cool goes in Zonius. Now it's Garrett looking for the re-engage. We'll find this Ignite. We'll find the Smite. But will not go down. And OwO is just ripping the team apart in the backline. Ziggy will land again, but it won't be for long as he is rooted up, killed. And Giant Laser now trying to salvage, try to do what he can. Will manage to not end up getting the E. It is a 4-4-1 for OwO-ken Horrors.
And that entire time, since Necromancer used his TP in the dragon fight, he could just do his punch-in on all 3 of the turrets that were in the bot lane and the in-hit.
Yeah, that was
that's a big win.
4v5 win that was handedly an OwO-ken.
That's a huge victory for OwO-ken Horrors, as they'll also get mid lane kills off of a Baron call. from Akatsuki. So,
I actually really don't mind the Baron comp from Akatsuki. They
It was
had the
good,
vision, they
it's
had
just
the
that
positioning, but there was
I
no
don't think
turn.
they turned fast enough.
No, they were already so low, and that's when we saw the poke damage from OwO-ken actually land this time between
Yeah.
the Xerath ulti and Curtain Call.
Jin landed his shots, didn't kill anybody, but he got them all extremely low, and that let Oro, like, the Master Yi sensors in his brain went off, and he's like, I can get all of these resets here. And, it worked. All the resets were gotten. And now, OwO-ken Horrors are up 1,000 gold. And Soul Point, Ocean Dragon number 3 of the game, is up in a minute. And that's probably what they're gonna play for.
I mean, Akatsuki, after all that, after 2 basic 4v1 team fights that have been had, Akatsuki isn't that far behind. They're 1,500 gold back. That's not anything super deficit, and they have a lot of their gold on the Vayne, which is really where they want. If you want gold, that's where it should be.
Yeah, but on top, they might only be behind 1,000 gold, but if we look at the level discrepancy here, there's a pretty big one in the mid lane. It's 14 on Jace on the Xerath compared to 12 on Ahri, and level 14 to level 15 now is a big hit because you have a whole other ability match.
Jace Balerion, yeah, also level 15. Stun going to land there from him as well, but
Good prediction. He got the prediction this time.
That's a pick.
No more fancy feet.
That should be probably a free Ocean Soul there.
Yep.
OwO-ken winning 4v5s. Now we'll only have to win the 4v4
That's
to
what?
make it happen.
We've seen 3 games and there's been 3 Ocean Souls. I think there were 2 last night. I say this like I wasn't in those games,
it was 2 Ocean Souls, yep. And that will be the Ocean Soul picked up with no contest.
Alright, does Lulu have the
Ooh,
chance?
flash forward, base breaker in the top lane, and now bottom lane, another fight comes out. Altus will get a pop his on and dodge some damage for now. Garen ulti not going to find the Yi as he goes into Alpha, and he will try to kite it out. Ocean Soul doing so much healing along with W, but Giant Laser, the E, the damage, the AoE, it's spin to win, baby. Although it's just not enough, Yi doing way too much damage. The Vayne having to back up a top lane will be a second inhibitor going down for OwO-ken Horrors' favor, I should say.
Yeah, that's looking like it's they're probably gonna wait for Jin to respawn before they go take Baron and, you know, seal the nice bow on this game. But yeah.
At this point, yeah, I think if you're fuzzy, the Forbidden Book ain't too bad. They have just so much healing now.
Well,
He's gonna hold forward, land the charm on the end. That's a shutdown for Vayne.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because there goes their smite, and they don't. OwO-ken Horrors don't have a lot of like sustained DPS to deal with this Baron. So that's 30 extra more seconds that they get to sort of reestablish themselves and come up with a game plan. So good catch. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to mean that much in the grand scheme of things unless something wild happens. But
Interesting to see the Amumu taking red buff at level 14.
his Vayne's all the way clearing minions in the mid lane. No time. Baron's he needs that health regen for the Baron. You never know. And now we play let's watch Set stay in the bot lane at level 16 and punch anybody who walks up to him game.
Yeah, he is
takes Baron.
absurdly strong right now. Trinity completed with his completed Sterix.
He's gonna be really tanky, especially with those W's. If he's just standing in the middle of these fights, he's gonna go Super Saiyan real fast.
Indeed.
Anyway, the one sad thing about this Amumu is that he's got a lot of armor. He's got no MR.
Yeah, but now he's looking for the re-engage. Jin just missed all the abilities from the top key, and he gets the Lulu ulti with a stone plate. Now Necromancer might be in trouble, does get the shield. 11's now going very low, but the Vayne able to cut it out, gets a shutdown on him. And now it's Flyfly actually going down. Giant Laser and Fiddle able to counter there with the combination of the stun and the ult going to finish off Jace Balerion, and they are right back in this game. Yi not with a team, not going to do damage. The inhibitors have respawned, and that should be Baron for Akatsuki.
That's gonna be Baron for Akatsuki, but I'd assume the inhibs will be going down from this 3-item, a lot of attack speed mastery.
Akatsuki not sending anyone back to do this Baron very fast, already down to under 6k. But
option. It's like, if you go back, your Baron becomes that much slower, and there's no guarantee you can catch the E at all. So,
yep. Baron has been taking recalls coming in. They've now returned to the base. OwO gonna try to get as much damage as he can onto the middle inhibitor. Will have to back off.
Good news, Lulu got the Spooky Ghost, so Glacial Augment choice has been validated.
Finally, at 3rd item. Technically 4th because of the support item.
When your Vayne is that fed in the early game, you can afford to not get some Spooky Ghosts to get that Ardent Sensor. Think, without Ardent Sensor and Redemption, that would have killed Vayne in that last fight, and the game would have probably been over.
And now the gold has switched hands once again. The lead going back to Akatsuki by around 1,000. A little bit more, 1,300.
Now comes the question of the Baron buff should, at the very least, either run out or be completely gone by the time Elder spawns.
Ooh, Necromancer trying to make a sweet play here on a Fuzzy. Will land the base breaker, but there's no second target, so no stun. Fuzzy able to ult his way out of there as now the Vayne trying to get on a Jace. Stormblaze is slow, actually doing a lot of work to the damage coming through, and Ziggy's got him. And now the Lulu ult to keep him alive will die to the tower, though Jace Laird is still able to pick up the kill. And Flying Flag might be down next. Fiddle Battle is so darn tanky and has so much CC. Doing what he can. Is rooted under the turret, though. Still won't go down. Look how much he's tanking. All dude's gonna pop the Zhonya's, but it actually will get him out with the Black Shield.
Ocean Soul saved his life there.
Holy moly.
He got rooted at the very end there, and he took that one last turret shot to send him down. But that's what happens.
He doesn't even have the Ocean Soul. He has one Ocean Drake.
Well, no, everybody still has Ocean Soul, no matter what.
No, I meant Fiddle Battle.
Oh. I was talking about Morgana.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The Ocean Soul saved the Morgana there.
Absolutely, yeah.
But,
for sure.
That's what happens when you try to catch a champion like Ahri with her multiple dashes as a champion's like set, and then you also put your Master Yi down there. That's a lot of your sustained DPS gone.
And Stormrazor, though not something I normally see built on Vaynes, actually took a surprising amount of work against these immobile carries on the side of OwO-ken.
I mean, yeah.
Zera just literally was not able to move, and he has that Medjai's now, so that's feeling rough.
Unfortunately, it's left for the wedding scrapbook, and it's looking not too good. As the big boy is on the wreck.
The Elder Drake. And this will be hotly contested by both teams. Flash forward from Necromancer will land the ultimate on a Fuzzy, going to ult away at barely any health. Haymaker not finding anyone, but the root lands on, and that's 2 quick kills for OwO-ken. OwO
That's how you land your
still looking. This Amumu is very tanky, though. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Red Spike going on. The 2 damage comes through. And that's shut down onto the Yi, and that should be an Elder Drake for OwO-ken Horrors. This game's flipped on its head again. Just as Akatsuki start building pressure, OwO-ken Horrors coming back into it with these very good fights. Vayne and Garen.
Necromancer sees the opportunity in his eyes to stop that Ahri from moving and get the suplex down.
Ooh, OwO gonna go down here to Ziggy as he keeps to the no, the healing is too much. No, Flash.
That's kind of not worth it, because now your Vayne doesn't have Flash and the enemy has Elder Drake. I say that like Flash helps you from Elder Drake anyway, but
and this is
you
why
dodge the trigger. You can't dodge the trigger.
This is why we build an Executioner's Calling.
Yeah, I mean,
the only sort of grievous wounds on that entire team is you have Thornmail on Fiddle, and you have Morello's on Fuzzy, and that's it. This is an Ocean Soul team.
Yeah. It's not looking too hot for Akatsuki now that the Elder Dragon is on, especially against the poke comp, because you can dodge as many skill shots, but if one lands, that's not good. Set, roaming around. He's approaching them.
And so far,
very slowly. I had to get one reference in there.
Too much of a degenerate not to catch on to that. But Elder Dragon going pretty much unused here by OwO-ken Horrors.
They still have some time on it.
I mean, they're not finding fights. Props to Akatsuki for managing to avoid it. The Baron not up for another 50 seconds, so you can't really force that Elder Baron combo that you always like to see, where the enemy either has to fight you while you Elder Pick or give it the Baron. It's Fiddle flashing forward, trying to go for it. Misses the ult entirely, misses the bandages as well. Luckily, Giant Laser in the bush trying to salvage something out of this, but all too cool is probably able to walk away here. Redemption coming down, Ocho doing a ton of work, Charm and Root coming in, and all of that for one kill.
All of that for the support Morgana.
Oh my.
Oh, fancy
Fiddle Faddle actually might be going low here. Yep, there's the Elder Dragon execute there. The ulti managing to land there, so it ends up actually being a 1-for-1 as Oro now might be will be silenced by the Garen. So no Alpha Strike coming out yet. Leviathan going very low, flash away, but it's for not as he goes down. Oro trying to get it, but the smite at Garen will serve up some Demacia just in his direction. And he will not be able to continue with that push.
I think that's game. Vayne doesn't have flash. Zerath can just sit back and see Zerath. You still have that with the showstopper to suplex this Garen out of the fight.
Should theoretically be able to. I'm not sure if they can end. These are the two strongest members on Akatsuki right now. And yeah, the Vayne actually does a fair amount of damage to Necromancer if
does
Ziggy
have
gets
the
some
life
time.
steal. Does have QSS. So yeah, looks like you just triple inhib and the little ward in the base to say, we'll see you when you're walking out and try to contest this Baron.
Yep. 3 inhibs down means this Baron probably will go away uncontested unless Fiddle Faddle pulls off some insane miracle play to steal it.
After you still haven't spawned, so it definitely gives Akatsuki time to get there, if they choose to.
Might not be up on the rift yet, but Baron will be spawning, and it will be started.
So they know. Fiddle Faddle coming in, and they're just gonna back off because they don't have their Master Yi with them yet, and that's a pretty.
Not sure on the call to back off.
There he goes!
Did he flash in there?
He bandaged shots in there because he
thought
thought
to the pit, but he got out. Nope. And just a Dark Vine land in the end, and now here come the skill shots. There, the ulti plus the Curse Skull suppression on to the Amumu. Bonus health damage actually doing a ton to it. Left on that massive haymaker from Necromancer. Finds multiple, now it's the Yi going in. He's trying to make it happen as Giant Laser Snare gets popped, flashing out to try to avoid the second Alpha Strike. And the TPs come in. OwO-ken find their fight off the misengage by Fiddle Faddle, and it will cost them the game.
Yeah,
Red
really unfortunate. We didn't have enough vision in the Baron pit, so they couldn't know that. OwO-ken Horrors backed off, and then there's the Amumu caught out with the entire team, and then Set can just suplex them for the perfect engage.
Yeah, that's a hard one to take if you're on the side of Akatsuki, especially when it's so back and forth for the entirety of the match. I mean, I'm not really sure what to say about that game.
Back and forth and back and forth and
just
back and forth.
I am very, very hesitant to call it clean League of Legends. Very hesitant.
Some parts of it were clean, I'll say. When OwO-ken Horrors landed their skill shots, they definitely landed them.
I will give props to Necromancer for, especially during that mid-game, split pushing on the set, getting a ton of objectives for the side of OwO-ken, which definitely helped.
He single-handedly started the comeback.
Absolutely.
Because he just got that, the entire bot lane just gone, and that sort of propelled them back.
Yeah, that's...
In the mid lane on the Zerath, definitely pulled his weight as well with all that poke. Made it way harder for Akatsuki to come in there and do anything, basically.
Permanent mid-prio, and especially a mid laner who actually did damage. I think the final count was like 14k more damage on the Varus than the, or not the Varus, the Xerath than the Ahri. So
yeah, about 14k.
Jace doing a ton of work for that team. Second in the game in damage only to the Master Yi. And by not very much at that.
Yeah, only by about 2,000, give or take. So now, it's up to Akatsuki to bounce back
Oh,
from that one for this game too.
yeah.
So,
Yep. Just waiting here on some other members to join in, taking a small break here. But, I mean, it was a very back and forth game. I would not say at any
yeah,
point, even when that Baron start was done
even
right at
when
the end
Elden
there,
showed up, it was still kind of
up in the
who's
air.
gonna win. So,
That's definitely something you'd have to look at.
so I think the bot lane went fine for Akatsuki, especially getting Vayne those early kills. I think it was good. The Vayne was the powerhouse through that entire time, which is good. You like to see bot laners doing well. It just like in that final fight where the movement got caught out, Vayne wasn't there, and I'm not saying Vayne could have like won that single handedly, but it would have been a lot closer than it was. So it's gonna be interesting to see how teams react to everything.
Absolutely. And, I mean, one thing we can always call into question is the draft. Lots of comfort picks being put out there in the first
Yeah,
game. Lots of very odd pick orders. Stuff that we normally wouldn't see. I mean, still very high prio on the veins. The Jin had a very high priority for Flying Flag, just being one of his comfort picks. Set was like the only champion I think that was picked in that first rotation that I was like, yeah, that's a really good
yeah,
pick.
that's a champion that we've seen a lot of recently.
Very
She's a good
surprised
choice.
Leona had no presence. I
She got banned in second
Second
phase.
phase, yeah, but I feel like that is first round every single game you can get her.
Yeah,
Even if you only have like 20, 25, 30 games on it,
you can still play Leona.
yeah, she's not that hard. I
Really.
understand the difference between like 150 and 50 games on her is probably a fair amount. That's what happens when you get experience with any champion, but definitely would have, I think, helped Akatsuki, especially there, not having maybe Lulu, maybe having a bit more CC, a bit more engage onto
Bit more
that kind of a poke
tankiness as
comp.
well.
Especially with Solar Flare, just being able to like catch out the Xerath while he ults, the range on that thing is ridiculous. So,
Also being able to stun master Yi a bit more as well.
very much so an
Like,
important factor.
Amumu was very tanky that game. Imagine that game with another tank as well, because Jin can't easily bust through the tanks that fast. So, we'll see how they adapt.
Oh, are you not in?
Yeah.
I can't invite you. Lobby's full. Hold on here.
Oof.
My bid.
It's still week one. We're allowed these things.
We're allowed. It's not a League of Legends stream if there's not errors and problems
Stuff,
on the production
stream,
side.
Monka ass.
It's totally not because I'm the one who's been doing the production, but we're not going to talk about that.
It's okay when we flame ourselves.
All right. So, should be starting up here. I hope these teams can play maybe a little bit cleaner in game 2, see a bit more strategy with split pushing, not just NAA ramming it 12 minutes like they did the first game.
I mean, Necromancer split push.
Yeah, Necromancer. That's one
So,
person he
that's-
really did
that's
do that for
one
very
out of-
long.
1v9 against the classic NA RAM. Maybe one day we'll see some teams break out a different Holy Bible, aside from the classic NARAM. But you know, when you have a Xerath in the Jin, it's kind of hard not to NARAM in the defense.
True, we did see how bad that combination can be when you're in that 3v4, 3v5 and can be caught out. But we'll have to see how they decide to adapt to it here in just a moment because we are getting into draft phase.
Because it was blind pick.
Oh, never mind. Someone set it to blind.
It is not tournament draft. Scuffed. Can I get Papegas in the chat, please?
Yeah, Papega.
We're not old school LCK. This isn't. We're not going blind pick for the final game.
All right.
It's still blind pick, I think.
For anyone in stream who might have two monitors, there's multiple Twitch tabs open. I believe the Team Siren, which is the fall champion, same team, same roster, same everything, is currently taking on Mommy's Little Gamers.
We have some great
if you look at the
names
LCS chat,
PSU LCS.
I believe both Dig Baron and Concal are both streaming that. So if anyone wants to give us updates on the game, that'd be awesome, because it doesn't look like we'll be able to catch anything from their side on the main channel besides maybe hosting them afterwards. But
we have some great team names this split for PSU LCS.
absolutely, we got some good ones. Let's look at the list.
It's extremely hard for me to just like say OwO-ken Horrors the full way and like not just start laughing because of how it's like written for them.
Yep.
For their team name.
We do have stuff like iZone Fangirls, FF15, Mommy's Little Gamers.
I dread the day
OwO-ken
we have
Horrors.
to cast those games.
Hey, luckily Mommy's Little Gamers is happening right now, so I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
in the
refer to them as
future, though.
MMG for like eternity in cast, so I can
Just call them the gamers.
MLG. They are MLG. It is law. We actually have a team just called IDK.
I mean, that's fair.
Yep, so stuff I'd hope to see here in Game 2, looking at the bans and looking at some picks. Probably going to see, in my mind, either a Xerath or a Master Yi ban. Wouldn't surprise
probably.
me. I don't.
Now that they're on blue side, they have more liberty in bans.
I feel like you have on Akatsuki. I feel like you should have plenty of options to deal with the Varus anyway. So, or not the Varus, Xerath.
Yeah.
I keep saying Varus. It's Xerath. To deal with that Xerath anyway, I feel like you should have something in your champion pool that can do well into him. I'm not sure. Something maybe like, I'm not sure who counters Varus that hard. Yeah, Diana would be insane.
You can play Diana
Echo.
and just constantly kill him over and over.
Or just pick a more proactive jungler than a Mumu and be able to just gank him constantly, maybe an Elise or an Olaf, one of those very early-centric, heavy early-game champions.
Yeah.
Make some stuff happen.
We'll see how teams decide to change up their game plan.
Yep, as we now get into draft for realsies this time.
Will Senna and Aphelios be banned this game as well?
I really kind of hope not. I don't think it's worth it.
I want to see more Aphelios gameplay. I know half the time people can't tell what's happening, but it's very fun to watch.
Indeed.
The boss sitting out of this one.
Yep, we'll take the knee
I think
there.
that's just some split push PTSD. Truthfully,
Was very strong in the split in the side lane. Did not lane very well. I mean, had the advantage over Garen, but did end up being susceptible to the early ganks by Fiddle Faddle. So I don't think it was a super big problem for them in laning phase, but definitely later into the game was harder and harder to deal with.
Especially with his ultis and the haymakers.
That will be the Master Yi also banned out. So looking,
Akatsuki is just targeting what OwO-ken played in game 1, and it's like, okay, you can win with that, sure. Back and forth game. Let's see how you do on something else.
now that actually is going to leave up a lot of other picks here. I mean, Akatsuki does have the benefit of being first pick, so they can just lock away something like the Senna. But OwO-ken Horrors is going to have a lot more options here in this first round to try to
Still targeting out
secure some of the ban
well.
against them originally. Yeah, this is the same bans for OwO-ken. Same bans as for OwO-ken as last game.
Here's the thing. Akatsuki banned out Senna and Tarek for the first 2 bans last game, but now they have to leave one of those open. And then it's going to be interesting to see which one they decide to leave open. I wouldn't leave the Tarek. Well, I guess they've banned Yi anyway, so... But they still do ban the Tarek, which I think is the right play necessarily, because A, there's no guarantee that Akatsuki have practiced Tarek funnel at all. And B, even though you ban the Master Yi, I'm sure that OwO-ken Horrors could pull out funnel with some other champion at some point, so...
Yeah, and that's
it's the safer ban.
Nautilus ban there.
same bans for OwO-ken Horrors.
Yep,
They're
Leona's still on
like,
the table, still not picked in the first round, but Akatsuki going to lock in the Garen for Giant Laser, same as last game.
Now we get to see what OwO-ken Horrors can do with their double pick in response.
The question is, do we get the salty run back?
Ew.
Do we get the salty run back? Because OwO-ken Horrors ban the same stuff. So Akatsuki
There's
could
the
say,
Senna.
you beat us with that, but now we can beat you with whatever else you can pull out. Ooh, Warwick.
Okay. I guess Warwick's kind of in the same vein as Master Yi, except with less actual 1v1 power and more team-focused play with his ulti and his spear.
Yeah,
But the Senna lock-in.
a lot of healing is more of a drain tank. And Akatsuki, instead of banning it away, or I guess Senna's already locked in, but if the
Are
Senna
they
were to
going
go
for the
support
salty
Ben,
run
just
back?
taking away the Jin for themselves.
The only thing about going with the salty run back is that you didn't ban Zerap, and Zerap is the free mid lane priority card if you pick Ahri here for a salty run back. But it's not Jin Thresh, so we. Okay.
That'll be a
I'm
Talia mid,
excited.
I would assume.
I'm very excited for this game. I hope it's Talia mid. I'm very excited now that there's a Talia in this game, by the way, so expect me to be focusing a lot about that.
I mean, I'm very interested to see the reasoning for taking the Talia blind. I mean, you do already know your top lane matchup, so could pick something into that. Could secure this, just something into the Garen then for Necromancer.
Wait a minute,
And hold
hear
your
me
hand.
out. Talia sent a bot lane.
Maybe. I wouldn't
If
recommend
they
it.
do that, I would love it.
I mean, Talia bot, when we do see it in Pro, when we do see it in especially higher elo play, generally speaking, it's with more of an engaged lockdown support, so you can land the
Yeah.
combo easier. The only lockdown
still-
Senna has is the W skill shot, which is
Well-
a root.
There's also, you could go Glacial Augment Senna as well.
True, true.
And do that. I'm just excited to see a Talia in game. I'm definitely not biased in the matter at all, so.
And see, now OwO-ken's targeting two champions that I really don't think they have to target.
Yeah, I think what OwO-ken says is that Fuzzy and Fiddle, those were their comfort champions, and we want to get them off of comfort and throw them off their game a bit. Because Urgot banned away from Akatsuki. We've seen Necromancer on that Urgot before. Even when it's not meta, he'll still break it out. Does good.
Yep.
Xerath ban, I think,
Kind of a waste there. I mean, maybe
I don't
suspecting the Talia bot lane, but
yeah, I don't think Xerath ban is necessary. We'll see. OwO-ken Horrors do have final pick, so that'll be...
we got it.
I mentioned one kid that
Necromancer's Singed,
Necromancer's,
baby.
famous for, but there's the other, the Singed. Very good at disrupting team fights, and again, with a champion like Jin, very low mobility. Singed can put his glue on the ground. Can't take Lantern off of that one.
Yep.
And with Talia and Warwick, it's a lot easier to catch people out with this team comp.
Absolutely.
Have-
Udyr locked
We got
in.
the deer. Oh boy, sort of a reverse of last game, where now Fiddle is on the hyper farm split push champ.
I mean, Udyr is going to be fairly well off into the 1v1 versus the Warwick, but his ganks are
Yeah.
pretty abysmal.
Will we see some PvP at
Level
level
3.
3 this game?
The Cassiopeia
Anyway.
I actually do very much like.
Cassio is a great champion, I think, and
We have
Okay.
a Senna
Swain
Swain
support.
bot lane, I believe. That would be.
okay, I can appreciate that one. It's not Talia in a bot lane. I'll have to make a note to try that with my friends some other time, but
I mean, this is a very interesting compositions here from both Akatsuki and OwO-ken Horrors. Lots of different things going on here that could come into effect. Although
you wanna
OwO-ken
know-
Horrors is very AP heavy.
you want to know what Talia Warwick says to me when you consider that their bot lane is Senna Swain? Do you want to know what that means to me? That means we're going to be seeing a lot of action bot lane. I hope.
I would hope so too. I mean, that can be very oppressive depending on how All Too Cool plays the Swain.
Also, fun interaction. Binge can flip someone, and then Swain can just pull them even closer to the team.
Very true.
I hope we see that. Same thing with Talia W. You can knock him back, and then Swain just pulls him even further. And that is even more synergy with Talia, because you pull him over the Talia E and deals a lot of damage. Last pick Swain support. Not something I'd expect to see, but
It's there.
gonna be.
It's there.
So this is the game where you go the Forbidden Book, without a doubt.
Oh, for sure. With a Senna, Warwick, and Singed once he gets Conqueror running, absolutely. Maybe not. I wouldn't take it. I would definitely take it maybe a third item or a later item on Cassiopeia, because you do want to get your.
You want Seraph.
You need Seraph.
Rylai's
You
is also
need
very good.
Rylai's or. Holy crap! I can't think of the name of the item. Leandri's Torment needs to probably be in that main core item set. The one thing that still just really tripped me up is Fiddle Faddle. We saw him
He
in the
wants
last
to open the gate. He saw what Seth did last game, and it's like, you punch turrets, I can punch turrets too.
But the ganking, I mean, at least a Mumu, it is an off-meta pick. It is not one of the best junglers. It's not something I'd recommend teams take, especially with as high priorities they put it last game. But Udyr's even worse.
Hey,
Because he can't
look,
actually get the engage on.
If we get to see at least one Flash Bear slap this game, I'll
Flash Bear
consider
Claw.
the,
I would be
consider
happy
the
with a Flash
Udyr
Bear Claw,
success.
but
I'll consider the Udyr pick a success. I won't consider the game a success.
well,
Because that depends on whose Nexus explodes.
and I fully expect, I mean, if you're Ziggy, if you're Giant Laser, I would definitely expect to be speccing into some MR. Adaptive Helm for Giant Laser, I feel like should be your first item rush against a Singed.
Yeah.
Even
100%.
with Conquer, even if you want to go Trinity, just rush the Adaptive Helm so you just don't get obliterated in lane.
At least get the hoodie first.
Because look at this team comp. You have Singed, Warwick, who does majority AP damage, especially later into the game, Talia, and a Swain. That's 4
Adaptive
AP
Helm
champions.
absolutely destroys Singed, Talia, and Swain. Like, not so much Talia's burst, but her sustained DPS once the fight.
And even for Ziggy,
start.
I mean, it might hurt in lane just a little bit, but that Hex Drink, just picking up a Hex Drinker is going to be so much
I think
profit.
it's a great item.
So gold efficient for this team
I think
competition.
it's probably my favorite item in the game.
So I'm
It's just cool.
hoping to see those kind of things be built in.
I'm hoping to see Merc Treads this game.
Yeah, Merc Tread should be
From
all
both
around
sides.
the table. There's so much CC prevalent on both teams that realistically you'd
Both-
like them. I feel like Necromancer could go either way though. Tabby's or
Necromancer can play Singed. Singed doesn't care.
Roots of Speed, baby. You gotta go fast.
Also, both teams have grounded mechanics from Cassio and Singed.
True. Miasma
So,
and whatever Sin's Ground is called.
I don't know what it's called either. you
So, I
never
honestly
like
have no idea.
probably something adhesive, because glue is too boring sounding.
Glue,
Adhesive though,
glue is too boring sounding. That
adhesive is $100 word right there.
is the singed mentality.
Anyway, I can't say that I've ever seen Lethal Tempo Warwick before in my life, but I'm excited to see it for the first time.
Oh dang, yeah. I'm very surprised that's not Press the Attack or even Conqueror.
Halo Blades even.
Yeah, Halo Blades 2 is also very good. This is the Glacial Augment Senna though we were talking about earlier.
It's probably your best rune, unless your name is Ven and you like Dark Harvest. But
Hey, if you don't
Glacial
die, you can
Augment-
stack up pretty well.
when you don't die, you can do whatever you want.
Yep. We'll have to see really if Akatsuki can pull this off. I put their composition as the L takers in this game. We'll have to see how the execution goes, but
I mean, Cassio and Talia is going to be a fun matchup.
we are getting into game 2 here. As soon as it loads in.
Yeah.
Maybe.
There we go. The lights have turned on the Summoner's Rift, which means we can now see. Anyway, it's going to be Conqueror Cassio this game. I think, especially after, you know, good old when the preseason with Cassio and Conqueror, it was insane. I definitely I prefer Phase Rush on Cassio, especially against a team like this that makes
Yeah,
juking
just
all
to
the
get
free
out of the
shots
CC, because
way easier.
if you get
But
hit
that's
with
just
some kind of
me.
CC as Cassia, that's pretty much it. You're just
30 seconds
Yeah.
until
kaput,
minions spawn.
as the Germans call it.
So I think Phase Rush is that would be what I'd take.
Conk
Dark Harvest Talia is I've seen Electrocute, I've seen Dark Harvest. My most recent Talia game, it was in the jungle, sad against my better wishes. But I went Dark Harvest too, so if she can get a lot of stacks off pretty fast.
Yeah, I feel like it's
'Cause,
kind of like an Echo in that regard, where you can just kind
her
of farm and
burst
stack
is
pretty
a
quick.
lot.
Yes.
If people don't expect W knockback into E damage, so
She's not a burst mage for nothing.
anyway, classic point strategy. No funny invades.
Yep. Warwick is going to be starting topside, though, going for the red
Red
buff.
side stun
Yep.
for both.
Which means we should be seeing something bottom if he decides to gank.
I think
At
Red
level
Buff starts
3.
the right play for Warwick here. He's the mainly auto attack champion, so. And plus, it gives your Senna and Swain the opportunity to stake the leash. Because you know, Singed can do whatever. It might give them some information on the side of Akatsuki that work. Might have started top side, but other than that, there's not much.
See, and the one interesting thing I want to point out about some of these junglers we've been seeing, especially in these last 2 games, what I feel to be the most common route you've seen a few pro junglers, and that's common in the meta right now, or at least as of patch 10.2. 10.3 hasn't been out long enough for me to really discern changes, but was the red buff, blue buff Gromp route, or blue buff Gromp red buff route, and just gank immediately once you hit level 3. But Warwick deciding to go for the Krugs, and actually is going to contest the blue buff on Fiddle Faddle. Death sends the landing bot lane. Wolves deadly push also laying on the flying flag, going to take a chunk of damage. As in top lane, we have some action going around. Blue buff will be reset here.
Anyway, as I was watching the bot
don't
lane,
talk too fast, or we're gonna flash out. Fuzzy's the bomb trying to land the silly too much, but Talia able to grab the knockback. Fuzzy's bomb actually going very low. Flash Necromancer back into the gas. First blood over to Jason Laren. Good secure it. And in the bot lane, it's even more chilling as 11th style is getting just absolutely pounded. Fiddlefowl trying to escape, and Talia lands them all. Stone's hurt. Udyr's feeling it, and that should be
if at
blue
first
buff as well.
you don't succeed, throw another rock. So anyway, before that fight broke out topside jungle, I noticed that when Jin was level 1, Thresh hit level 2 and had the lantern. And Thresh accidentally took red buff from Udyr. So I'm not saying if Udyr had red buff, that top lane fight would have gone way differently because it would have been healthier. But unfortunately,
oh, we'll be rooted up here. This should be a kill for Fly by the bot lane. Heal gonna come out though, might be able to make it. Heal gonna land, lantern for the shield. Oh, and now it's the death sentence on the flying flag under turtle. 11 star gonna grab that kill, and it's the overextension. All too cool gonna try to make his way out, finds the roof, and the exhaust coming down, and Ziggy gonna grab the kill with the grenade.
that's a bit of a too far forward. You're level 3 standard. You don't have a lot of damage. You don't have many souls on you. It probably was best to just burn the Jin heal and back off.
Yep, and now it is the reversal.
Udyr gets his revenge. He doesn't care that he lost his red buff.
He also doesn't care that he lost Gromp in the process of that other trade. But
Anyways, 2 kills to 2 now. Mid laner has them both for AwO-ken. Meanwhile, it's both bot laner.
another good hit. Death Sentence landing on to All Too Cool, and Lemtal's going in. That's under turret. The root's already down. All Too Cool already gonna be chunked out as well by Ziggy. But that's a trade well in the favor of OwO-ken
Here
Horrors.
comes the doggo.
Yep, Warwick coming in, has the E-Strap and Flying Flag. They might not have seen him there. Flash forward, fear backwards. Ziggy looking to go down. 11 style also very low. All Too Cool looking for it, but can't find the lightning bolts to secure. Good
That's-
gank.
Warwick held down that shield, definitely. Got the follow after both of the flashes in the bot lane. And good fear and good kill. That's the wonders of Warwick. You see a low health enemy laner and you're like, I'm there, team, don't worry. And he gets down there. He was on the bot lane, but, you know.
Update from across the league, courtesy of In Color. Mommy's Little Gamers is currently up 1-0 over Team Siren in game score.
Sounds quite sweet. Anyway, Warwick hitting the TM map first, making them able to farm some AoE camps a lot easier. And it's an auto reset, always helping. As Udyr has his talisman and machete.
Here, Soccer Wars, drop out of the Discord and rejoin real quick. You're just getting really staticky on my end.
Okay.
Ooh, Fiddle Battle. Nice caught out here. Just Lane not going to find the knockup. Fuzzy the bomb coming in actually from the side with the Miasma. Dark Harvest will be proc, but it's not enough damage. OwO still hunting. Flying Flag also here. Dragging it up if they want to take it, but just kind of playing around.
Hello, I return.
Welcome back. That is much better quality.
Yeah,
Ooh, Death Sentence onto OwO going very low. Deadly Flourish going to land. He's actually might go down to the Drake. Does get the healing from the Q.
he's Warwick.
Yep, trying to heal up here off
Anyway.
the a little bit.
Cassio has mid cryo, so Leah's under turret with no mana, so that should just be a reset.
Flying Flag is going to just escort them out with the E there, called the Mist, shrouding them from any peering
Curse
eyes.
of the Black Mist.
Curse of the Black Mist, thank you very much.
That's I just clicked on the Senna and hovered over the E.
Outstanding work. Newer champion, don't know the calls for it. Curse of the Black Mist, will do to remember that. But
Anyway, Talia's got her book. Makes her pushing a lot easier.
trying to find the curtain call to all too cool. Will only land the first shot though. Not really anything going there. It's Fuzzy the bomb actually going in. Lands Miasma will not get the knock up off of Jason Valerian and just doesn't have the mana to follow up.
However,
It's
there is a mad
Necromancer.
scientist in the lane. Will he fall for the bait? He has no mana. He should.
Yep. Oh, but Ziggy able to burst down. All too cool. I believe that was 4th shot grenade combo.
That's the problem with flame support. You're not meant to be his support, first of all, so you're not going to be very tanky. And a good thresh hook, which I'd assume happened, there was a level 6 Jin damage. Which Jin is level 6. A lot of solo EXP. And
Yeah, now looking for gank mid lane. 11 style does have Death Sentence available. But because it's
That's
a
fine.
nude here, there's no real other engaged tactics available to them.
And Talia just moves sped out of it with her passive.
No
Dragon
fish on
Fight.
Fiddle Foul here. Might be caught out. W does land, but early W from Jason Valerian means he won't be able to find it just yet. Death Sentence going to land on his Talia, and he's going in. Will land the stun from the Petrifying Gaze. Now he's routed. Jason Valerian having to flash out, going down. Ultra School going to get exhausted and gone. Windbreak will be secured, but at what cost? Will trying to find a kill. Will get it onto the Meteor as the Cassiopeia gets the shutdown. Ultimate coming down, suppression, and the heal managed to make it happen. Double kill for Flying Flag as Ziggy continues to pursue. Good flash from OwO to get out for now. Now it's just Flying Flag versus 2. Uses Call of the Black Mist, but gets the Deadly Flourish hit on him anyway. No auto attack to follow up because of the immunity.
Wait.
Oh, TP from Necromancer. The ground does not find literally anything as he's just going to try to
He's
run at
coming.
these guys.
Oh,
Death
Lord,
Sentence
he's
does miss. 11 style going to look for the blast cone over here. Will be flipped away, misses the play, and will be killed by Flying Flag. Finally.
Alright. I think OwO might be a Warwick genius after that play. Literally by the skin of his teeth, gets onto the Cassio with his ulti to get the life steal from his passive, and then lives to tell the tale. He also did get the dragon, so, you know, good job on the dragon as well, but that was kind of insane.
Yep. Garen also able to
Cassio.
free farm here up in the top lane. Get
Yeah.
some turret plates.
Get 2 plates for himself.
A little bit.
Casio did manage to get a kill in the back half of the dragon fight. Onto Jake,
Necromancer
so-
can take this fight if he wants it. Giant Laser not building any MR yet, going straight for the Phage.
All in all,
Root
things
lands on
still
the lemon
pretty
stop, but that's not who
even.
the ones he wants. All too cool, actually going down very low, quarter HP. Ziggy about the same as might find it with the curtain call. All too cool, just gonna get out with the call, the black mist. And that's it. That's all it was said bot lane.
Yeah, now that Swain's almost level 6, so that'll be less likely to
OwO
happen,
coming
but-
down though, bot side, might see some action, will flash away from the ult. Ziggy also landing a deadly flourish. Mid lane Fuzzy actually getting the better of that trade as well onto Jace Balern.
Yeah, Casio will do that, especially now that she's got an actual AP item in the Lost Chapter. She can start trading with Talia a lot. And it's at this point as Talia, you should be using your cooldowns on the minion wave to make sure that you're not going to be stuck under turret.
Ooh, does land the knock up under turret. Ignite
Ooh,
already
you
down. The
take the
combo's
tactical.
complete. Petrifying Gaze way too late.
Or, I mean, you could just be a better Talia player than I
Yep,
am.
the solo
You know?
kill mid for Jace Balern in his bot lane. 11 style looking for something here. Hooks a minion and just gonna get chunked out by Flying Flag. Now the re-engage looking for it. Will land the W root. And top lane also another fight going. Necromancer fighting Giant Laser.
The Senna W landed on 11 style there. And it hit Udyr as well because they walked
Oh
together.
no, you hate to see it. Oh, we could be looking at dive bot lane. Talia coming down as well as OwO.
Show me the wall.
Show me the wall. Fiddle Found those still in the area, so they could possibly contest this. No minions yet under tower. OwO still popping the E anyway. And now
Anyway.
they converge. 11
Wayne is
style.
now level 6. And he has a stopwatch.
Yep. 11 style's actually on his way back here, so this dive will get very risky. It's 3v5, or 3v3. Now that the Cassiopeia is here and OwO's kind of on the wrong side of the rift. Fuzzy actually able to secure that kill with Flying Flag, still looking for some shift damage. And the 4v4 goes the way, for now, of Akatsuki. Re-engage looking for it. Will land the Toxic Burst of the Q
That's the
on
hook.
all too cool. Deadly Flourish also missing, but Fiddle Battle almost chunked out there. Talia just doing so much damage to Dark
Dark
Harvest.
Harvest.
And here comes the curtain call. Jace Balern actually getting fairly low from that. Half health. Will not land the final
out.
shot.
Necromancer smacking that turret. Got himself a plate. Garen already has the Black Cleaver completed, so not going Triforce like he did last game. I think that's the right play. Black Cleaver gives you a bit more innate tankiness. Especially helps. In case Warwick ever decides to show up. Yeah, I think that's the right play for Akatsuki backing off because Wayne's still level 6, he can still press R, he can still stopwatch. So doing something like that's risky.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just a very slow dive setup there from the side of OwO-ken.
Yeah, they
Minion
took
wave-
a bit too long.
Minion wave
They
just
let
wasn't
11
there
style
for it.
come back. They let 11 style get back to the fight. And it also let Fuzzy come down from mid lane when your Talia was already down there. But anyway, this is the first we are not going to be seeing an Ocean Rift. Cassio takes a little damage.
Yep. Dragon is up and the wall comes down. Jace Balern looking to cut off Ziggy. 11 style those behind him. Not going to land any boulders just yet. Ziggy trying to kite into the alcove. OwO going in. Deadly Flourish going to land for the roof. Heal Lantern. And he is out of there. And now the cutoff begins. The whole team starting to collapse. Suppression going on. The Udyr Rush flash in front of him. So it doesn't land on
Oh
Fuzzy.
my
Jace Balern
god.
rips through him. Fuzzy Bomb having to flash away from the damage. Death Sentence also not landing. Now we can see the dive as Flying Flag goes on a rampage. And it managed to grab that kill under the turret from Jace, actually. More of a kill steal than a kill.
So, Fiddle tried to flash in and get a bear flap. Coincidentally, OwO used his Warwick ult right as the Udyr flashed, so he got instantly suppressed. And he died. Unfortunate. And Warwick is smacking that dragon. What rift? Mountain rift. A lot of walls now.
Not necessarily good, really, for either team. A lot of them do have limited mobility in terms of just function.
It gives Talia more opportunities to proc her passive,
Also Cassiopeia.
which in my opinion is a win because I get to hear more of Talia's voice lines. So, you know, it's those little things. Anyway, Blades did fall off. Definitely looks like OwO-ken Horrors came out ahead concerning the damage on bot lane turret. As now, Cassio dodges the seismic shove. Probably would have died if it landed on, got him into the left of her there. Unraveled her.
Yep, just some poke damage here going in the bot lane. Lots of
Senna
pressure here with
Dust
the
Blade
4 and
first.
1 Senna.
She
W will
went
land
Dust
on
Blade
to
first.
Ziggy, but Lantern is faithful.
Not what we normally see Sennas go for. I'm used to the Mirror Mana Rush.
Giant Laser actually being a very good trade on Necromancer here. Doesn't have any magic resist, but does a lot of damage with that silence already down, and we finally see a Rift Shield being taken at 16 minutes.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a bit late for a second one to happen, but that's just because all of the action was in bot lane. There was no need for any of the junglers to come top side to farm the top side. So, now it comes the question of, Cassio's dead.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. There's your play-by-play. Damage. It's just damage.
And now that's going to be mid lane turret down, which frees up Talia to do even more roaming. Which is eventually.
Oh, man, that's the forward ulti. Oh, 11 style. You hate to see it. And Akatsuki better learn to stop messing with the Chusakage. And Jace Valerian, he will throw rocks at you all day long. Even Giant Laser having to flash out of that one, still just Bolter sprinting on his head. W lands, the spear coming in, and the Necromancer with the kill.
Yeah, this Talia's fed.
Yeah, she's really strong and does a lot of damage.
She's also really good at landing seismic jumps when they matter.
Yep, flash forward, flip from Necromancer,
No
trying to get some kills down. Cassio doing a lot of damage. Router is a Warwick. Will manage to heal up a little bit and does secure the kill on the Cassio, but Ziggy able to trade back, now looking for some sort of re-engage. Lemon style back up, Death Sentence going way wide.
But also great call for OwO at the start of that to be like, Warwick, we can kill this Warwick. I'ma just ult him. And did. Talia puts the wall down, cutting off their escape.
Whoop, that Death Sentence lands, and the Deadly Flourish to follow up, trying to disengage with a W here. He pops the ultimate. Jojo stopwatch, doing a good bit of burn damage. Ziggy actually almost going down. One loot pop do a flash forward, all too cool, and secures it with the Sith Lightning.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power indeed between him and Jace.
All too cool's tired of getting hooked and dying. He's gonna turn it around on them. And pretty sure this is the biggest gold league we've seen in the series so far.
Yep, 5,000 gold here at a comfortable 18 minutes in. For OwO-ken Horrors looking...
Definitely a lot more one-sided than our game one. As, mid-diff, I'll say.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Although, honestly, I can't really blame Fuzzy too much this game.
Yeah.
Last game he played really rough, but he's been playing fine on the Cassiopeia besides the 2 solo kills, which were really once Jace was already fed. As Necromancer's gone, that Garen damage is surprising when he has a Black Cleaver.
Oh, okay, so he's still got that crit cloak, and the green, and the attack speed boost.
We are not building magic resist. We are going full damage Garen.
Who needs magic resist?
You know, you only want to be one-shot by the Talia so many times.
Garen's got the health pool to not get one shot.
OwO, though, trying to look for a 1v1. Giant Laser is 2 levels ahead. Does not have the ult, but might be able to take this fight anyway. The damage on him is disgusting. Does land the ulti. Will get a lot of healing off that. Giant Laser going very low. Q through from the backside. Stalls the animation. Is able to grab the kill. A good, I would almost call it a 1v1, but the Senna ulti able to grab that.
It's never a 1v1 with a Senna in the game. Anyway, Lethal Tempo Warwick, putting in work. Pow, pow, pow.
Seismic shove, not able to find it, but the W will. There's the Dark Harvest. Petrifying Kate's only gonna find all too cool, and Jace Valerian continues to stack up the body count. All
Looks
too
like
cool
it
though.
is-
Face checking the bush does get hit by the death sentence, and he is maybe gone. Yep, there he is. All right, 4th shot to secure.
It took an exhaust to get him,
Yep. That damage. Flying.
but yeah, that's Talia's dead.
Yeah, and
Got
so is the
a-
Senna. That was the Senna Q.
Talia's got, I think, 15 stacks of Dark Harvest
Oh.
now.
Ooh, baby.
Senna also almost has her second lethality item. Is he pinging his Jinar? Did he get it? No.
Line flag definitely
That's
going
the
for the
mountain
early power build rather than the mana immune in the
Also-
late game.
Senna just hit 40 souls. So,
Does get that range buff. Jace Valerian being a little bit too confident here. That Cassiopeia still does a lot of damage. Ends up having
Zephyrs
to...
almost got revived as here comes Warwick.
Yep, Moro looking for something. Will find it on the Fuzzy. Going to flash away. Boost might come in here. Finds no one, but he still gets jumped through with a Q. Sheriff Samurais going to buy some time, but not very much. Jace Valerian is godlike on the Talia. And the curtain call just... not really bringing anything down as
comes the
Talia coming
wall.
in for the wall. Might be able to grab the double here and find some few hits. Actually, a lot of living coming out of the Jin.
Oh, the fear!
Able to be saved with the fear and the healing. Now the Warwick is 1v1ing the Garen, the top laner, as All Too Cool is able to easily zone Fiddle Battle with the ultimate.
Alright, this dude's Warwick is insane.
Oh my goodness. Oro's still looking for a fight. It's 1v2 against BC. He's looking for it. Flying flag gonna claim the kill with the ult.
Senna.
And Chase Valerian goes
Oh,
legendary,
another rock.
cleaning up the kills. And now we have ballooned to a 7.5k gold lead. Make it 8. As this should be a free
22
bear.
minute Baron. You know, why not? Necromancer's got the entire rest of the team in the bot lane. They can't. This is the free Baron.
Yep, Necromancer
Yeah.
just doing some split pushing in the bot lane, getting some objectives, getting people off the Baron.
He's been awfully quiet this game. Nothing's really happened around him.
Which is fair, because it all happened around mid and bot lane.
He solo died once, but I mean,
It's fine.
you have a 10 kill Talia.
Also, one thing we haven't noticed that put up, because Jungle XP does not long give you catch-up stuff, Warwick is level 13 and Udyr is level 9.
Yeah,
Udyr's a lower level than All Too Cool.
yeah.
That champ already is really bad mid-game. Like, really bad.
I'm chalking this up to 11 Styles' accidental steal of the red buff in the early game. Because if that doesn't happen, he's not low health at the top jungle invade from the early game. He probably doesn't die.
Oh, did 11
Talia
I missed
doesn't
that.
get-
Did 11 Style actually steal his red buff?
Yeah, he hit level
Oh,
2
no.
before anyone else in the bot side, so he had Lantern to get Ziggy out of a Slaney. But that doesn't happen.
Oh.
He's not low when he gets blue buff. Talia doesn't get too early kills.
Oro's still looking for the kills. Flash
Oh,
forward, All Too Cool will
close.
be met in kind. A disengage for the Garen, but for a support flash, you'll take it if you're OwO-ken Horrors.
Good news is that Cassio has Rylai's, so she'll still be useful.
Yep. And now we begin the siege. Lots of range on the Senna, should be able to deal with this quite effectively, but wave clear on Akatsuki still isn't bad.
Udyr doing his best.
Can't blow up a Baron minion wave like Daedra, but their darn well will try. As Roots come in and
Pulled over.
goodbye.
Yeah, that's why champions with pulls are amazing when you play Talia. If you just put down your E, they pull them, and then it's like, boom. Jason Necromancer.
Now with Cassiopeia on wave clear should be a lot fewer.
That's like rule 1 of League. You're not supposed to chase them. You're losing mid lane.
Death sentence is going to be sidestepped good on Necromancer. Curtain Call is a fitting name for an ability to see their inhibitor fall. Flash out from Udyr, realizing he was about to get one shot.
Talia could have
As
chased
11
that.
style wall is going to be 1v1 by the Sages. This is...
I think this one's over.
I think this is what we call a rout.
Instead of just auto-attacking turret.
OwO still almost goes out the turret after tanking it for like 8-9 shots on a not that tanky champion, considering he did go Skirmisher Saber. Or that Blood Razor, sorry, that's Blood Razor, yeah.
And Triforce. What a legend. Anyway, yeah, it's just gonna be a route from OwO-ken Horrors.
Yeah, this is the second tower going in. You do have another wave pushing in mid lane that they could probably keep going toward the next turret, but
they're probably gonna take this and reset and get Mountain Soul just to pad the stats.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, if I were one of the pad stats, I'd end the game. I'd try to end the game as soon as possible, get that nice low average game time. But 11 style looking for a re-engage here. Won't find it.
They're just going to get TFT Mountain buff. They already have Talia, so they just need one more Mountain champion. And taking 2 Mountain breaks when you already have 3 dragons counts. So they'll get the shield.
Fuzzy is the bomb, and Fiddlefowl is not really having fun in this mid lane 2v2 scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sort of what happened.
16 total.
It's rough. It's weird, real rough. I think at this point it's just a matter of OwO-ken Horrors crossing their T's and dotting their I's to end this game off.
Yeah, should be able to. Baron, I think, has worn off, or is very close to thereof.
Baron's gone.
Yeah.
It's
so might
a matter of, do they want to wait for it to happen?
I mean, we might wait for the 2 minutes, like I mentioned earlier. Like, Akatsuki does have a fair amount of wave production. So if OwO-ken can't really get a good engage or get counter engage or something, it's gonna be kind of hard to get on top of these guys. But
yeah. But
yeah, Fiddlefowl, you are
kill steal.
Flying flag saying thank you for the 300 gold. I'm the ADC. I'll be taking that as OwO goes into a 2v3 alongside his good friend the support. Terrapin Brace gonna give him the bomb a little bit more time. Sentinel's also going wide, means he will survive for now, but Sin's trying to find a flip, not. And now it's Giant actually doing a lot of damage that he has that single target ability damage on it. Lock on to find it as Jin pops the curtain call.
Misses the last one.
And we are now on the final push.
Take everything they own.
They put up a good fight in game 1, but now it's just the style points coming in. Necromancer flashing forward. Chase Valerian still continues to be legendary on the Talia. Absolutely dominating on that.
Yeah,
and
that
the Nexus falls. The blue side will go down. The wall put up a ceremonial divide between the better and the worst team. 2-0. For the side of OwO-ken Horrors to start off there.
13k gold lead by the end of that game.
Yeah, to start off their spring LCS split.
Insane, to be honest. Early game snowball. That's the story of this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the damage graphs just for the laughs. Yeah, Talia did 22k damage. Next highest in the game was actually Jin with 15k.
Just under 16k.
Yeah, 15.9k.
So
I mean, it's a rough go. It's a rough go.
Honestly, I'm sure if Udyr gets his red buff, this entire game is different. I feel.
Probably,
so,
yeah, especially with how bad the early game went.
I'm not trying to discredit OwO-ken Horrors at all. They played that game essentially they played that amazing. Jace on the Talia sort of took over the game, did everything and then some.
All right, we do have at least one interview lined up to start here. Actually, we have Fuzzy is the bomb, and then we're gonna hit up the winners of OwO-ken Horrors immediately afterwards, if they're still in Team 2 chat. So if you guys are paying attention to the stream, just stay there for like 2, 3, 4 minutes. And we're going to leave here in 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hey.
So normally I lead up a conversation with how's it going, but I can pretty much accrue from that how it's going to go.
Oh, it was fun. We enjoyed ourselves.
That's good to hear. That's very good to hear. That's what we're all about here at PSU.
PSU LCS. It's week 1.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Well, look. Our teams never played together before. Literally, our first time playing as all five. For the first game, I feel went okay. I was definitely out of position a couple times. They target banned our support pretty hard. Um, Now the second game, support red buff steal. Go ahead and let that become a meme. Um, yeah, I think we just need some more time to practice.
That's what week one's for, you know?
Yeah.
Week 2 and 3 is where it really starts going, so.
True.
Absolutely, and we'll try to ignore most of the second game, as that one was just a not.
Yeah, that happened.
There's not really
It
too
was a
much to
game
talk
that was
about there
played.
in terms of the snowballing effect, but what we can
Yeah,
talk about is the pendulum
Back
of a
and
game
forth.
one.
Sorry, the what?
The pendulum of a game one that you guys had back and forth.
Well, so yeah, so before the game started, I said we have three goals this game: get Vayne fed, get dragons, and win. And we accomplished one of those. Vayne
Yeah.
was doing pretty well. So
So
yeah,
the moment I'd like to
can't
call
complain about
interesting,
that.
because I believe this is where it just started turning around, was the dragon fight. I believe it was over a cloud drake.
Mhm.
Um, just very disorganized play from your team in terms of you had some members there, but Vayne was off mid lane farming and didn't come down to contest. Garen was splitting top with TP up and didn't come to contest.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
shutdowns just started coming through.
if I remember correctly, he did try and TP, but it got canceled.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it got
That
canceled.
is correct. Yeah, Necromancer did land a face breaker on him.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think our team fights could use some more work. But yeah, that probably wasn't the best fight for us to take, but what can we do? We're just trying to take the dragons. Keep them from doing it. I think Yi definitely started snowballing at that point, especially since we started letting them get kills. Xerath, well, not having a ton of kills definitely was a big threat because I couldn't walk up without getting like half poked to death. Um, so that was fun. Um, I definitely think that Baron fight we took was where we really started to lose the game. To be honest, um, that was just not a good fight at all.
Yeah. But week one jitters are gone now. So that's always
That excuse is off the table for next week.
Yeah,
week
sure.
2 jitters though. That's a whole different issue.
Yeah.
That's when we can just start calling you outright names and judging you
Hey.
and tier listing you as we analysts do. But
That's my
Go ahead,
job.
put me in what's the lowest tier? C tier?
in any event, definitely some things to work on with you guys. One of the questions I had was about draft.
Hmm.
So we saw, especially in the game one draft, just a lot of very weird priorities coming out of not just not
Yeah.
just you guys, but also out of OwO-ken. Is that more, at least for your team specifically, a champ pool issue? Do you feel with people only being comfortable in like 2-3 champions, or
Uh,
are meta picks just not super important to you? Because a Mumu and Udyr, especially a Mumu being picked at the first like round.
so here's the slight issue we had. We went. I forget who we were gonna pick. I think we definitely wanted to pick a Mumu the first game just to bring some CC to the table. Especially after they target banned our supports CC picks. Um, it's more of an issue of so our top laner we were like go ahead and pick Vayne right off the bat. Um, and he doesn't have Vayne because he's a Garen one trick. So
Ah,
that was a minor issue. And then the Udyr was the guy didn't have Trundle. So it,
Uh,
make do with what you can, you know?
all right. Just know for your guys' team, if you guys ever want to do like a pro draft, we can 100% do that. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, we
Okay.
can.
Yeah, that
That
would
can be
probably be
streamed.
good.
That's something we do. That's so people don't have like, if they don't have all the champions. I know that was done a lot last season, especially in playoffs when draft plays a very big part. So if you
Yeah,
guys can do that, just let us know.
yeah, we should we'll definitely consider
Consider
that.
that. Look into it. It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
I didn't actually know about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Pro
could be
guides,
useful.
or not pro guides. Pro draft.
Yeah. Yeah, that would definitely have helped, I think. That was definitely one of the issues. Was we couldn't exactly pick exactly who we wanted all the time, or at least not in the order we wanted.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it for my questions. Soccer Wars, you have
Uh,
any more?
Not really.
All right. Thank you
All
very much
right.
for
I
joining
think
us,
everything's
Fuzzy.
already been covered.
Thank you for having
Hard,
me.
hard loss today, but we hope to see you guys come back here. Still lots of games to play, lots of teams to see.
Experience.
So,
Yeah, learning experience.
all right, we're gonna hop over here and interview OwO-ken.
All right.
Except we can't because
Thank
they
you
have
for
5
having
out of 5 in Team 2 chat. Oh, never mind. Rohan's being nice.
We've been
Thank you,
moved.
Rohan.
What the fuck was that?
We're on the stream, bud.
Oh, oops.
Hello, OwO-ken Horrors.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
First and foremost, congratulations on the 2-0 victory. Game 1 was definitely cutting it a little close, but
Hey, all I'm saying is we were all just having fun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a good way to start off spring here with the 2-0. Like to see it.
I think game one, we definitely, we were still waking up, even though it's 9 at night. And
Yeah. I mean, I bought the wrong boots. Like I had to sell them through. It was so stupid.
and game two definitely showed what we are at least capable of. If you give us X number of champions, I won't give that away. But
Yeah.
you can definitely tell that no matter what happens, if we remain calm and we actually keep our comms clear, we can get over this pretty convincingly.
Yeah, definitely. Game 2 was definitely way more decisive overall than the game 1. Some of it, you said, ex-champions, and great that you guys have game plans that you can consistently follow going into all of them as well. So, always good to hear what planning goes into all this.
Definitely. You can expect a lot more of that because at least next week we'll have actual data for champions.
Yeah.
So we can try and draft accordingly.
Yeah,
The only new-
10.3 dropped literally yesterday. Still, a bit
well, that and
lost
I mean, they had like 3 ADC mains on that team.
That would also do it.
Yeah, so we could only really ban out 2 people.
interesting. I have one gripe to pick up with your team that I emphasize a lot in the drafting phase, if I may inquire.
Absolutely.
Why on earth are you people so afraid of picking Leona?
All right. I'm assuming you're targeting me here, and that is completely fair.
You
Your
want to
boy
take this
doesn't
one?
play Leona. So,
You're giving that info
It
away.
pained my soul so much to watch 2 games in a row where that champion somehow made it through first phase both times.
Leona was banned
Oh,
second phase game
Yeah,
1,
second
though.
phase did go out game 1, but especially with your compositions, I feel like a Leona would work very well. I mean, second game Swain, that looked really good, so I can't really complain too much.
appreciate it.
But
Well-
is that something that specifically for you all too cool that you prefer to play more of the enchanters, or is it just Leona in particular?
Leona's one of those champions that I've played other engaged supports, so I've never picked up Leona. I even said in the lobby while we were waiting for second game to start, I was like, man, I wish I would play Leona, because Leona would have been so much better than Morgana our first game, and I don't have it.
Well, who knows? We might do a couple duo private sessions.
Learn the champion.
Always good to see
yeah.
bot lanes practice each other. You have any questions for him, Soccer Wars?
Nothing really pressing out aside from a clean game 2, definite. I respect the lethal tempo Warwick.
There were several question mark pings about that one.
I question mark pinged it in loading screen, but then it pops off and I'm a fool apparently.
Hey, I mean, it works, and people sleep on it. Like, I don't know. I came up with that because I had a hard time moving away but like I think it's better now than I am with you. So
Well,
Mhm.
there it is.
20 secret pro Korean builds that challengers don't even know,
Post-
boys.
Coming to a solo queue near you.
Flashback to team chat, and it's just what do I build on Warwick, and a pro guides link pops up.
I think our biggest hurdle is waiting, or actually for them to survive into late game, in which case they will start to build MR. But until then, we're going to keep flexing on them.
Fair enough.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to say to the people of the stream?
Yeah, this game had a lot of emotion, at least from our side, put into it, and I'm very happy with the result.
yeah.
All right. Good to see you guys are putting a lot of enthusiasm towards the games.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for talking.
Yeah,
Thanks for the
absolutely.
interview.
So that's pretty for us. We'll slap back to Casters chat in 3, 2,
And
1.
sign us.
Alright, we back.
Yeah.
So yes, very interesting 2 games. OwO-ken Horrors will pick up the 2-0, and that will be it for our casting and streaming tonight on at least the main channel. I'm not sure if the Team Siren game is still going on, so if it is, hop over to Dig Baron's YouTube channel. I believe they posted it in self-promo if you're in the League Discord, as well as in color. It probably should be over right now. It started at 9:30. It's already 11, so it might be going on a little bit longer, but
You never know.
Yep.
Could have back and forth games.
should be 2 of our what we call higher tier teams, or at least mid tier,
Yeah.
in terms of standings for the end of the season. So do be sure to check it out. And then that's really it we have tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed
The game.
the very well played out second game and the clown fiesta of first game.
Back and forth game 1. Always fun to watch.
Absolutely gives us some good entertainment here on a Thursday night when we're all trying to make that push to Friday. But that's all we got for you. So one last time, I'm Infamous Trash,
I'm Sakura Wars fanboy.
and we will see you tomorrow night, actually, at
Oh, boy.
game time 11 p.m. Holy moly, that's a late start with IDK versus Yeehaw Brothers.
It's like Monday Night League, except late night Friday League.
Yes, you can watch LEC on your second monitor because it will still be airing for like for like Saturday morning. But that's all we have.
Slightly more EU friendly than Monday Night League as well.
True. But that's all we have for tonight for you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night when we get back to the Rift.